Hello friends, welcome to the School of Sports. In this video, I'm going to explain the rules of beautiful American football. This is so interesting sport. I absolutely love it, and after knowing the rules, you're going to love, I guarantee it. So let's get it started. The field of American football in length is similar to a soccer field. The width is a little bit smaller. In terms of player, if you see here, the player has a helmet because this is a real contact sport. They throw each other out, they run into each other, so they have this padding all over their body, upper body, lower body. They need it for their protection. They run at a speed and collide with each other, and there's so much like war mentality. In terms of ball is not in a round shape. It's more on an elliptical space, and most of the time people throw the ball and catch the ball. Sometimes they kick it, but majority of time they throw it. So if you throw in any way, it doesn't work because it becomes hard to catch. So the one specific way to throw is throw it like a bullet in a spiral way. So that requires a special skill. There's a special player on the team known as QB, quarterback, who has that skill, and he is the most important player. In terms of time, there are 4 quarters, 15 minutes each, so it takes around 60 minutes of play. There are 3 timeouts, so if ball is within the playing area, the time doesn't stop. If it goes outside the playing area, then the time stops. So they have 3 timeouts kind of to stop the time when ball is in the play. In terms of tie, they have 15 extra minutes for kind of overtime. But the funny thing is the real game takes 3 hours and 12 minutes. So that's where people kind of, sometimes they get bored because the action happens only for 60 minutes, but the game goes for 3 hours, 12 minutes because I'll explain you right now. Because there are basically 3 teams within a team. So a team consists of 53 players, which is again divided into offense, defense, and special players. So when offense team is playing, the offensive players kind of goes onto the field, and when defense is coming, then defensive players come onto the field and offensive players goes back. So this takes a lot of time, right? But at a time, there will be only 11 players on the field. Either they would be offense, defense, or special. Here is a field. If you see, there's a mark 10, 20, 30. So this is in yard. Basically, the difference between 10, 20 is 10 yards. So 10 yard is a very important number in football. I'll explain you just in a bit. Here it is to give you an idea. This is how the field looks like. End zone is here, and then over here you see a post. This is called a field post. So how does the game really starts, right? So game starts with a line. So the blue line is called line of scrimmage. So the black team is actually offensive team here. They have the ball. The red team is defensive team. They need to defend. So the black team is going to move into this end zone, and the purpose of red team is to stop them. Once red team gets the ball, then red team becomes the offensive team, and they are going to move here, and the black team's job is to stop them. But right now, black team has the ball, so they are the offensive team. Purpose of black team, immediate purpose is to move ball 10 yards, and they have 4 chances to do it. So if they are able to move the ball more than 10 yards and 4 chances, then again, they get 4 more chances to move 10 more yards. If they do it, then they get another chance. And the eventual goal is to get into this end zone. If they go into this end zone, then they get the score, which is called touchdown, or kick the ball into this yellow goal. That's also a field goal. They get a point. So talking about immediate goal, their goal is to move 10 yards. And if you look at the top, right top, first and 10, what it tells us, this is their first attempt to move 10 yards. Now, how can they do it? Basically, there are 2 ways in which they can do it. The first way is, let me clear this out. First way is, the game starts when this X gives the ball to this X. This X is quarterback. Remember, I told you quarterback is very important. So this guy is super important. As soon as he gives balls to this guy, now anyone can go anywhere. And typically what would happen is this guy has a specific path, which quarterback already know before playing. This guy would have his own specific path. This guy would have his own specific path. So now this quarterback can either give pass to these players. That's number one. Number two, he gives ball to this guy. And now he is basically a running back. So his job is to run with the ball. So if quarterback gives ball to him, then he's going to kind of run from here. And his purpose is also to move beyond this orange line. So they can do it in the two ways. Quarterback would either throw the ball or he would either pass the ball, right? These are the two ways in which quarterback can do it. How does the play stops? Let's say this guy ran here and then ran here and then ran here. And then he gave ball to quarterback. Quarterback passed to this guy. And because he kind of ran out of the line, this becomes the new starting point. So this would be the new blue line. They will all start game from here now. And again, they could get 4 chances to move 10 yards. So this orange line would kind of move here. So that's what happens. Or step 2 would be, the second way would be, he gave ball to this X. And this X is kind of running. And someone from the red team would come and push him and he gets onto the ground. Then this blue line comes here. So 2 ways play would stop: if the person carrying the ball falls on the ground or if person carrying the ball goes out of the ground. So the point where person falls or the point where the ball goes out of the ground, that is the next starting point. Let's take a look here. Number 37. The person in the red is carrying the ball, and he fall down. So wherever he fall down, that would be the next starting point. They start from there. So here we would take a simulation example, right? So what I'm doing here is, let's say what would happen is this X gives ball to quarterback gives balls to running back, and running back was kind of running. He came here. And by the time he was here, person from red team kind of pushed him down and he's down. So he is somewhere here. That would be the next starting point. Something that would change is, if you see here, 1st and 10, that shows this is their first attempt to move to the 10 yards. Since they already did the first attempt, the first becomes second. So now this is their second attempt. And if ball is here, then they don't need to move 10 yards. They just need to move 3rd yard. So it becomes 2nd and 3. The blue line comes here, but orange line still stays here because they need to cross the orange line in 4 attempts. This is how it looks like. 2nd and 3, they are at the blue. They need to cross the orange line. This is their second chance and they have 4 chances. So here, let's say what happens is, this time this person give balls to quarterback. This time, rather than giving ball to running back, quarterback decides to throw it to someone. Let's say this X kind of goes here. This one is running here and this one is going here. Let's say X threw the ball to this guy. He caught it and kind of ran out of here. So this point, the 40 becomes the new blue. If you see here, the 40 became the new blue. And because they already passed the orange line, they again get the 4 chances. So if you see, the blue line changes, it comes to the 40 and the orange line changes because now again they need to move more than 10 yards and 4 chances. Since this is their first attempt, it again becomes 1st and 10. Now if let's say they did the first chance, nothing happened. They did the second chance, nothing happened. They did the third chance, nothing happened. They did the fourth, nothing happened. In that case, the ball goes to the opponent. Now opponent would have the ball. Now opponent would bring their offensive team and black would bring their defensive team, and the orange or the red team would start charging. So this is the situation. If in 4 chances blacks are not able to do anything, then it kind of flips. The blue line remains same, but the orange changes. So if you see orange is 10 yards in this direction, if red are charging, then it would be 10 yards in this direction. So this is how it would become, right? The red team has a ball and the distance is 10 yards. Now red team would give ball to their quarterback. Now either quarterback would kind of throw a pass to either one of them, or quarterback would give it to running back and running back would kind of run from within the players. So the ultimate goal for red team is to get into this end zone. If they get into end zone, it's called touchdown. And ultimate goal of black team is to get into this end zone. And this is how the game process. The red team goes here and the black team then comes here. Whoever is able to get into the end zone, they gets the point. Now, to give you a perspective, it's not small. If you see the player, the size of player in comparison to field, they need to move a lot in order to score a touchdown. They need to come into this area. Now we would talk about how can a team score a goal. So the number one way here is a scenario, the black teams has a ball. So black team needs to kind of get into the end zone. So the first way is scoring is touchdown. If the black team is able to get into the end zone with the ball, they get 6 points. It's called touchdown. And there are two ways of doing it. Either they give it to the quarterback, give it to running back, and running back kind of runs and get into the end zone. So if you have a player who is able to get the ball into the end zone, then that's a touchdown. Or second way is this X kind of runs and quarterback throws the ball and he catches it. So in that case, both the foot needs to be in the end zone. So these are the two ways in which we can score a goal. Either having the ball in the end zone or having both foots in the end zone. That is called touchdown. The second one is conversion. So once a team does a conversion, after then ball is put at a 3 yards from the touchdown line. And now they have two options. Option one, this X gives ball to this X. He kind of holds it on the ground. This S comes and kicks it into the field. That would be 1 point conversion. Or the second is someone runs into the goal, the end zone, and this X kind of throws the ball and give a catch to them. So basically kind of like doing a touchdown again. That would be 2 points. Since this is an option every team gets after scoring a touchdown, they would either do a 1 point conversion or 2 point conversion. Another way of scoring a goal is field goal. So in field goal, any time of the game, what they can do is person X can give a pass to their own team, and the other person comes and kicks the ball into the field goal. That would be field goal. They get 3 points for that. Here's a picture of field goal. If you can see, this person would pass ball to this guy. He would hold it with his finger. This guy would come and kick it between these two goals. That would be field goal. The third kind is, or the last kind is safety. So let's say here the red team is in possession, red team is charging, and the black one, which is we are defensive. So if red team is charging, red team give pass to their quarterback give it to running back, and while they are doing it, one of our player goes, push him and kind of knocks him, or make them fall in their end zone. So if they possess the ball and we push them on the ground in their end zone, that is safety. That is 2 points. So the way of scoring point is you either do the touchdown, and after doing touchdown, you do a conversion 1 point, 2 point, or you do a field goal, or you do a safety goal. So these are the ways in which you can score a point. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through the simulation, how game starts and how scoring is done, how they, talking about more about the kind of players, what is fullback, halfback, receiver, quarterback, and what are the plays they can run, pass, short pass, what are different types of runs. So there's a lot of detail which I cannot cover in this video. So for that, do check out my second video in which I would go into more detail, and trust me, that is going to be so much fun. Now that you understand the basic rules, you would be able to understand the importance of all these kind of play and how much fun they can bring. So do check out my second video. Thank you so much. Enjoy.